Hey 49ers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports, and today we are going to go through the 49ers mailbag video. Yes, you guys have been submitting a lot of questions using the hashtag 49ers in a lot of our recent videos on Chat Sports and also on the official Chat Sports 49er page, which you should be subscribed to, by the way, just a side note. So we're going to dive right in and answer as many questions as we can get through here over the next couple of minutes. This first one is a little bit older, on like an older video pre-cut, and so I wanted to still address it because a lot of people, I saw a lot of comments commenting about my thoughts on Kendrick Bourne. So this one is by Bay Area 49er on YouTube. He says, quote, "Single reason I won't subscribe is because you keep talking down Kendrick Bourne. He will absolutely be on the team. I'd put cash money up on that." Remember, this is pre-Bourne making the roster. Now, listen. I will give people credit where credit is due. I will call myself out when I need to be called out. I'll call you guys out when you guys need to be called out, and this is a moment where I must call myself out. You can go back. It's all documented on our Chat Sports YouTube page. I have been saying for weeks that Jordan Matthews is going to make this team. Kendrick Bourne is not going to make this team. Everything I heard was pointing that direction. Everything I felt in my heart was that Jordan Matthews was going to be a San Francisco 49er. And alas, the cuts came out, Matthews missed, and Bourne made the roster. Now, you throw just the player comp up on your screen, it's very simple to go, oh, well, the stats say that Jordan Matthews should make the roster. Well, it was not the case. Now again, I was not just going off stats, I was going off experience. It's a very young wide receiver core. I thought that Jordan Matthews could provide some veteran, playmaking ability out of the slot. He could help nurture and kind of bring up a guy like Jalen Hurd, who is a very similar wide receiver, albeit a lot better. But alas, I was wrong. I underestimated the fact that Kendrick Bourne was a Niner last year, how much that would probably impact him actually making the team. And alas, I will say, I was wrong. So that means, Bay Area 49er, I admitted it, you now have to go subscribe to our official Chat Sports YouTube page. Listen, it's only fair. I admitted my mistake. Your mistake is not subscribing, so go ahead and do that here after this video. Question for you guys, how many receiving yards will Kendrick Bourne have this year? Let's put the over-under at 400. Because, and I hope it's a lot more, but there's a lot of receivers trying to get time. I mean, Goodwin, you talk about Pettis, Hurd whenever he's healthy, and then, of course, Deebo Samuel. That's 4 already, not to mention George Kittle. So I think over-under right now for a guy like Kendrick Bourne is probably 400 yards. Moving on. OT on YouTube asks, can you see Nick Mullens becoming the starter in 2019 if Garoppolo has a bad year in 2019? Actually, he said starter in 2020. So will Nick Mullens be the starter next year if Garoppolo has a bad year this year? Listen, I have said many times I expect Jimmy Garoppolo to have a nice year. I have also said many times that it is not guaranteed he will stay healthy for the entire season, hence why I have been saying Nick Mullens needs to be the backup just in case that were to come. Here's the deal though. If Garoppolo gets hurt or plays bad this season, sure, Nick Mullens can come in. But if Garoppolo plays that bad this year to where they are thinking about Nick Mullens in 2020, stop what you're doing, draft a quarterback. I've said this many times. Garoppolo gets injured one more time, major injury, gotta get rid of him, gotta move on, draft in 2020. And here's the reason why, throw it up. Look at all the quarterbacks that are coming out in 2020. Tua, Justin Herbert, Jake Fromm, Jacob Eason, Joe Burrow, Sam Ehlinger, Jalen Hurts. There are plenty of more quarterbacks as well. So again, I'm not saying it's going to happen. But the question was, what happens in 2020 if Garoppolo does not play well in 2019? Well, if Garoppolo plays bad, that means the team is going to be bad. You'll be a top 10 pick. That way you can get one of these 6 quarterbacks who are going to be up there probably in the top 20. There are probably going to be 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round next year. So you get one of them. You start Nick Mullens, and then you ease into the rookie quarterback. Now, I don't want to see any comments. Don't stop what you're doing. I don't want to see any Thomas is anti-Garoppolo. Thomas wants Garoppolo to get hurt. Thomas thinks Garoppolo stinks. No, I've said it. I'll say it again. Garoppolo, if he stays healthy, is going to have a nice year. But we've not seen him for more than 6 games. I want to do that before I commit to being, Garoppolo my long-term quarterback. I'm excited, but at the same time, I am hesitant. Question for you guys here. If you could draft any quarterback for the 49ers next year, who would it be? Again, Garoppolo's our guy, but if you had to pick one, who would it be? Would it be Tua? Would it be Herbert? Would it be Fromm? Would it be Eason? Ehlinger? Jalen Hurts, obviously, just recently had a monster 6-touchdown performance in his opener with Oklahoma. I think he's going to rise up draft boards. Tua's the one people are going to want to say, but I think there are better NFL quarterbacks coming out in the draft this year than Tua, and I'll leave it at that. Okay, next one here. Solstice XL on YouTube asks, Thomas Mott, honestly, you should get the silver play button from YouTube. You deserve it, not Tom Downey or Mitchell Renz. Listen, I've seen this comment multiple times on not just the Chat Sports page, but also the 49ers page as well, saying that I'm the reason we're at, 100,000 subscribers. First off, you didn't realize, Chat Sports, what a year. 134,000 subscribers on YouTube, all thanks to you guys. We greatly appreciate it. But let me just back up here and go, whoa. I appreciate the love, but I am not the reason we are at 134,000 subscribers. Mitch, Tom, all the other guys behind the scenes, obviously James and Brett as well, and all the other hosts on Chat Sports are the reason we've gotten this far. I'm just a part of that. I'm a new part of that. I've not been at Chat Sports for even a year yet. So let's slow down on the Thomas Mott is the reason. I appreciate that you guys like the videos. And listen, a lot of you guys like my videos. We're approaching 1 million total views on all the Thomas Mott videos. Right, we're approaching 1,000 subscribers on the 49ers YouTube channel. So we're getting close to Chat Sports 49ers YouTube channel. So you guys really like my stuff, and I appreciate that. But let's slow down on the whole Tom and Mitch are not a part. Tom and Mitch are the reason this channel is as big as they are. They kill it on the Cowboy Report. They absolutely kill it on the Ritter Report as well. They're great guys. I've gotten to meet both of them. They are fantastic. And I think we should give them the credit where credit is due. But I do appreciate the love. And as always, I'm here. Let's keep building the 49ers Chat Sports YouTube page by subscribing to it. Which, again, we get to 1,000, then I'll have a channel, which, again, it's not mine, but I'll get to do a lot of videos on the 49ers page, much like Tom does with the Cowboys and Mitch does with the Raiders. So, be one of the ones to get us to 1,000 on the 49ers YouTube channel, www.chatsports.com/49ers, and you could help me out there as well. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, moving on here. Andrew Segrave, I believe that's how you say his name, says, best wide receiver on the squad. Going Jalen Hurd, long time. Deebo's a close second. Never thought Pettis would be a true number one, albeit I like being proven wrong. If I make the 49ers great. If it makes the 49ers great. I think Hurd has the highest ceiling. Looks like Des Bryant meets Sammy Watkins. Deebo looks like a younger, faster Anquan Bolden. Thanks for taking my last question. My last name is pronounced Seagrave. Peace out, or rock on. Okay, we're right on. Lot to unpack here. Best wide receiver on the squad right now, honestly, it's probably Deebo Samuel. And I say that with, I know that Dante Pettis is there, and Marquise Goodwin's the veteran on the roster. Kittle's the best receiver, the best receiving player on the team. But for being honest, I think Deebo Samuel's going to be the best receiver on the squad. I just drafted him like 10 minutes ago in one of my fantasy football leagues because he's flashed the greatness in preseason. 6 of his 8 catches in preseason went for first downs. He's going to be featured in this offensive lot. I think he has the brightest future of all the receivers. Jalen Hurd has to get healthy, and Jalen Hurd needs reps. Because not getting a lot of reps in preseason definitely does not help a guy who's only been a receiver for 1 year. Don't get me wrong. I love Jalen Hurd with a passion. I went to Baylor. I got to see Jalen Hurd up close. I told you guys pre-draft that when they were looking at him, he'd be a great guy to get. But let's see him on the field. I want to see him against NFL caliber defenses, not just preseason defenses. Deebo Samuel, that's why they drafted him so high. He's the best receiver on the squad right now. Hurd is not second. He's probably 3rd or 4th behind Pettis and Goodwin, depending on where you put it. But he can become a great receiver with a little bit of time. Okay, 49ers, why do we put limits on us when we have a great coach, deep running backs, and a good D-line? Kyle has done more with a lot less. I don't know if we're putting limits on the 49ers right now, but at the same time, yeah, you can have a great head coach, which Kyle Shanahan has proven to be, a great defensive line. You can be deep at running back, although without McKinnon a little bit less deep, and also, what was the other thing that he said there? I think that those were the 3. Those can all be true. But let's just remember, we got to make sure the running backs are going to be good. We are not deep at wide receiver. We're young with potential, but not deep. And at the same time, what's cornerback looking like? Again, what's the secondary that was like the worst rated secondary in the league going to look like against NFL defenses as well? The linebackers are going to be fantastic. The D-line is going to get after the quarterback. We know that we expect Jimmy Garoppolo to be good, and the running backs, albeit without Jerick McKinnon, will be good as well. We have questions in the secondary. I want to make sure the O-line protects Jimmy Garoppolo because they did a poor job during parts of the preseason, and I want to make sure that the secondary is able to get the stops that they need and not be, bottom half of the league. Let's be top half of the league overall. So I know we're putting limits on it. I think we're just being honest. And remember, The division is brutal. Seattle just got Jadeveon Clowney. They're going to have a great defense. They have Russell Wilson, who's a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo right now. Jared Goff has proven to be a much better quarterback than people expected, and the Rams have a great head coach and are loaded. And let's just be honest about the Arizona Cardinals. They have a ton of talent. Say what you want about Kyler Murray and say what you want about Cliff Kingsbury, but talent-wise, they're one of the most talented teams the following year. After being the #1 overall pick that we've seen in recent history, they could be a 6 or 7 or 8 win team this year. So it's not just, we're not putting enough stock in the Niners. There's a lot of reasons why this is all coming around for people who are going, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 wins where we're at here, because the division is tough and we still have question marks along the secondary, offensive line, potentially running back, and for sure wide receiver. Here's another one. This one actually kind of goes with what we just talked about. 12 Tribes Repent on YouTube says, have you ever wondered why there are so many 49er haters in the media? Again, not haters, but you got to remember how the national media works. They go for more individual stars than actual teams. Who's the individual star right now on the 49ers besides Jimmy Garoppolo? You talk about, now listen, I know we can talk about, you and I know that there are stars, but who's the national star? Who's the national star that Cowherd talks about, or that ESPN talks about, or Nick Wright on Fox Sports talks about? Who is it? Besides Garoppolo, that's about it. So the national media does not give the Niners a lot of love, but I will say this, Vegas has the over-under win total at 8, which to me is pretty darn good compared to what a lot of people are saying with 6 wins. Over-under 8 is fine. Give me, man, I've been saying before, it could be 7, it could be 9. We're somewhere in there. So again, over/under 8 works out a lot for me. I'll leave that up to you guys. How many wins will the Niners have this year? And again, this past question is not about me saying we don't have stars, because we do. But who is the true star on this squad right now that the national media wants to talk about? That's why they don't get a lot of national media love. They win games this year. They're a very historic franchise. The Niners will get their love. We got to win games first and have stars as well. We'll see who develops into stars right now this season for the 49ers. And finally here, this is from a Storm Shadow. This is actually a good one too. Is it worth having all these injured players come to San Francisco in hoping they heal and return to their former selves? Doesn't seem so. He's referring to Jerick McKinnon, who of course, listen, placed on IR, had the knee inflame again. Looks like his season and career are potentially going to be over, and you owe him a lot of money, like over $15 million. So the McKinnon standpoint makes a lot of sense. Like, why did we do that? I think if you were actually doing hindsight, you don't get McKinnon and you draft a running back this year because there were a lot of good running backs taken from the 2nd and 4th round overall. But that's neither here nor there. Hindsight is not 20/20. In terms of the Niners bringing in injured guys, the only other one I can really think of that they brought in this offseason was going to have to be Quan Alexander, who is fully healed and looks like he's going to be really an elite linebacker for the 49ers. There are plenty of examples of teams bringing in injured guys who eventually come back and play very, very well. McKinnon is an outlier. He's the sexy name right now because, yes, they whiffed on this. He was more injured than maybe they thought, or it just wasn't going to hold up. But the team is still doing very, very well in terms of running backs. They brought in Tevin Coleman too. So it wasn't just McKinnon and then Breida. It's going to be Tevin Coleman and now Breida, and I think Coleman's going to have a very good season as well. I actually drafted him in my fantasy league tonight too. I have a lot of 49ers on my squad, which hopefully will show that I have confidence in this team. All right, final bit of thing here. Listen, you guys know this. When we get to 1,000 subscribers on our Chat Sports 49ers page, we can give you guys a ton more content. It's how YouTube works. Listen, if you've not subscribed there, go to the YouTube search bar, search Chat Sports 49ers, click on the one that has Kyle Shanahan's head on it, or www.chatsports.com/49ers and go ahead and subscribe. We're probably like 50 away. So go ahead and do it. Help a brother out. Help the channel out as well. I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, sure to hang around for plenty more 49ers news and rumor videos coming up later this week as we get ready for Week 1 in the National Football League. The Bucs don't stand a chance, baby. I'm taking the 49ers. Let's get this win. We'll see. Plenty more coming. Be sure to subscribe for Chat Sports. That's all we have for today. I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.